Good morning and many blessings here from Reiko and our Sunday Detox. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another Sunday episode. Again, my name is Lady Reiko, and let's go ahead and talk about it. It is now close to the end of February. We all sat down, and if you've been listening to me last week, I was talking to you guys about treating yourself. And Valentine's Day just passed, so guess what? You probably set some goals at the beginning of this year, and now at this point, at February 16th, you probably didn't make it. It's alright, don't beat yourself up. I mean, it definitely happens. You probably did not meet that resolution. Whether it be because you don't have the time, whether it's too costly, whether it was because of Valentine's Day coming up and your significant other decided to take you out to that nice fancy steak restaurant like Ruth Chris, and because everybody wants to conform to the Hallmark holiday. And I don't know if you guys actually see my rant and rave about Valentine's Day, but we'll talk about that and other Hallmark holidays on a later time and date. A lot of people probably bought their significant other some chocolates, and they probably were goaling to cut down on their sweet intake, and then we overindulged. It's okay. It happens. A lot of people don't realize that when it comes down to making resolutions, about 95% of the time we don't commit to them. Some of you guys probably stopped committing to it probably back in January. For those who are still trucking it out to this day, or sat here and you stopped and then started back up talking about, man, I'm going to keep it going for the rest of the year, I commend you. But here's the thing to keep in mind when it comes to setting goals or setting up diets and things of that nature, or even resolutions. You have to look at it as this. There's going to be a tough trial that is going to test you. No matter what you choose to be your goal, your resolution, you have to take into consideration, is it going to be part of your time? Are you going to be able to make time for it? Are you going to be able to pay for whatever the goals is? Are you going to be able to manage and balance things around your goals? Because sometimes setting certain goals is changing a whole lifestyle. And sometimes when you really think about it on the outside and you don't think about how it's going to affect everything, including your sleep habits, all that other stuff, sometimes that brings us down. Sometimes it drags us to another level. And then we can't commit to these goals, these resolutions. And there's nothing wrong with that. Don't beat yourself up over it. Or sometimes it's just not happening in the time frame that you want it to happen. As people, we are very impatient. We don't have a lot of patience, especially if we're trying to lose 15 pounds or lose 20 pounds. We lack the patience and dedication for that. So when it comes down to it, I know for me, I don't set goals anymore when it comes to the new year. I'm just going to the new year thinking, you know what? I'm going to just live my best life every year. Because there's going to be some days that it's going to be hard. There's going to be some days that it's going to be good. Every day is a restart to start over. And a lot of people don't look at every day like that. A lot of people are like, man, I didn't commit. It dropped at like day 7 or day 14. In all actuality, you should start over every day. Every day is a blank slate to write your next chapter, to write your next paragraph, your everything. I know a lot of you guys are probably like, man, this was going to be the year, 2020 is going to be the year. And some people, they got hit straight on at the beginning of the year. I know a lot of my friends and stuff, their first month of January was just a whole shit show. So they didn't even get to start over their stuff. So they basically came into the month of February like, man, this bump January. Happy New Year's to me today. So when you are determined enough, and even then, when you fail one day doesn't mean you should just stop pushing towards whatever your goals are. Some people get into that mindset and not realizing that to change or set a resolution or set a goal is not just we have to work towards it. It's a whole complete change of your lifestyle. Like, example, let's say you want to eat healthier. It's easier said than done. You sit here and you start the planning, start meal prepping. Then once you do the meal prepping for a little while, you cut back on the sodium. Now you're starting to miss that sodium intake because your body was missing the sodium. Then you start thinking of burgers if you have like low iron, because you're getting tired of taking iron supplements or taking the multivitamins that taste like minerals. And you sit here and you're just like, dang, I could really go for a juicy burger. Turn around and eat a burger. And now you feel like, crap, I ate a burger. Now you gotta end up, you sit around and now after a couple days, after feeling guilty, now you're eating more food that you tried to cut back on. And now you're eating tacos every other day. Or you're sitting here eating fried chicken. It is a lot of trial and error. My dad, he has a medical condition that he can't eat seeds. He can't have multigrain bread. He can't eat, tomatoes, cucumbers, pickles, anything with small seeds in it. Not even eat strawberries because of the seeds, because it gets stuck in his colon. It's diverticulitis. And when I tell you, he tried his best for a good minute to stop eating certain things, but he kept failing because he was just so accustomed and so used to it. We have to break those habits. People have to realize that when you are doing a whole life change, like setting a resolution or setting a goal, it's not just a regular, hey, I'm just going to do it. It's a whole life changing experience. You're changing a part of you, the conditioned part of you that is used to eating all those foods or used to not going out to the gym, and forcing your body to adapt to this new way of life. And just like they say, it takes 30 days to break a bad habit. And it's true. Anything that you try to change in a way is kind of changing a habit. So when you're thinking of setting these solutions or these resolutions, and you start and then you sit down and you crash the first week, now you're at this whole point where you have to start all over. And it's another 30 days of you having to constantly do it. And sometimes people get so used to their same routine, that same cycle, because we do have, as humans, we have cycles. We have cycles, and it's something you pay attention to or the people around you pay attention to, where people can tell you what you're going to do before you do it. Especially when it comes to like relationships, when it comes to you being angry, when it comes to your conditioning, things of that nature. It's like, oh, you're going to start something, turn around, and then you're not going to commit to it. It's because you're stuck in a cycle. So you have to stop or change those cycles in order to commit to those resolutions. So if you are really determined to change something, you don't have to wait until the new year to do so. You can just start the next day. Just remember, the next day is always a clean slate. And one thing that I have on my Twitter that a lot of people sit here and I live by is this: if not now, then when? Because it should not take the new year for you to want to make a change. If you want to make a change, it starts in the mind. You have to sit here and know you want to make the change. Mentally prepare yourself, mentally prepare your body for what you're going to have to indulge and what you're going to have to do to make these goals accomplish them. If you made it 24 hours, commend yourself. Be happy. But a lot of people don't realize that it takes dedication. It takes a mindset to want to change those things and to push forward and make things go the way they want to. It should be small achievements. When you sit here and you want to set goals, it may not happen in the time that you want it to, but it's going to happen when it needs to. If you want to lose 10 pounds, it's going to happen when it needs to. And it's going to take a lot of hard work on your part to make it happen. So you have to sit here, and for those who have tried their best and realize, okay, I can't do this, I can't commit to it, that's fine. You tried your best, and that's all that really matters. But here's the thing. When it comes to making a resolution, A lot of people go in with the mindset of go big off the gate. No, you have to start small and then gradually get to a point of being big. That's where a lot of people make that mistake, especially when it comes to the gym. They go into the mindset that, man, I gotta go in to the gym and I gotta do at least 30 minutes to an hour. No, do 10 minutes. 2 minutes here, 10 minutes there, just 10 minutes. 10 minutes out of your day. That's all it really takes to start off. If you're really determined to start losing some weight, do 10 minutes. Walk. Walk more. Cardio is the easiest form of working out. And that's it. It does not take much. If you are really determined to make a change in your life. If you want to sit here and lose some weight, and I'm going to tell you like this. I have diabetes. It runs in my family. I don't have it, but it runs in my family. So I'm high risk for diabetes, so I'm pre-diabetic. I literally wake up in the middle of the night because of my meds, hungry. And because I wake up in the middle of the night hungry, instead of putting a bunch of junk food in the house for me to eat, and I know I can't stop myself from getting hungry because if I don't eat something, then I'm going to not be able to go to sleep. I find myself buying fruit. I find myself buying healthy things. So then that way, if I want to lose some weight and not gain weight and do night eating and stuff like that, I can literally sit here and eat fruit instead. I eliminate the temptation. I've been telling myself for the longest I want to stop drinking soda. And I have officially at this point haven't had a soda in 2 weeks. And it took a lot of self-restraint. It took me literally saying, I can either get a soda, a Sprite, call it a day, or I can get some tea. I can drink tea, but I mainly drink soda for the caffeine. So at this point, I'm I have coffee. So I can't really, I'm never going to give up coffee. That's just not going to happen. As many times as I keep saying that I might give up caffeine, it's just not going to happen. That's a dependency at this point. I need it to survive. I need it for me to keep from wanting to scream at other people, but it is what it is. It just takes baby steps. It takes a lot of patience. It takes a lot of self-restraint. If you want to stop doing something or if you want to start doing something, you have to mentally prepare yourself. I already know I'm going to probably start getting migraines because I'm not drinking coffee. Not coffee, but drinking soda. And I know my face is going to break out. And I'm prepared for it. Because I know what happens when your body loses something it's used to getting. It's going to make changes. It's going to adapt. And you have to be prepared for that. There's going to be a moment that I might gain a little bit of water weight because I'm drinking more water than drinking soda. It's about preparing yourself for the worst, but realizing that you're doing it for the results that you're looking for. Me sitting down and saying I want to start this podcast, guys, I'm still going strong. So if I'm sitting here and I'm able to do it, then I know for sure you guys can too. It's just a matter of, is it really something you're starting because you want to start it, or are you doing it for someone else? That is another thing that we have to talk about. Did you start this resolution because everybody else was starting one and they pressured you to thinking that you need to? Or are you doing it for you? Because if you're really doing it for you, yeah, it's going to beat you up. You're going to feel disappointed. But at the same time, it's about pacing and figuring out what pace is going to be the best pace for you. Don't ever try to force yourself and go big into it immediately. You have to wing yourself off of it. You have to wing yourself into going to the gym. A lot of people make that mistake where they feel the first day I'm going to be in the gym and I'm going to go hard. I'm going to sweat a lot. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. But then by that third day, they done burn themselves out. Too much of anything is a bad thing. And I feel like that's why I see a lot of people fail with the gym traits, because they will go into the gym and go big. And then by the third, fourth, fifth, sixth day, or even the seventh day, they done burn themselves out. Or the fact of being they feel like they need to go to an actual gym to actually be able to work out. When you can just do all the basic workouts at home. Like I said, 10 minutes ain't nothing. 10 minutes is better than trying to force yourself to do 30 to an hour. And eating healthy is one of those things you just slowly but surely wean yourself away. Like for me, pork, it took me moving in with my dad. My dad completely didn't eat pork. But occasionally, like, I would still eat, like, you know, like Italian sandwiches that had, like, you know, pork-based meats in there and everything. And I'll have that once. I cut it down how much I had it, to the point where at one point I just didn't need it. And now I've cut back as much as I can on my red meats. Like, don't get me wrong, I still love tacos. So that's still like once a week thing. Like, I have red meats at least once a week. Or I try to, once or twice minimum. But at the least, you have to wean yourself off of anything. Don't just go cold turkey. Just kind of ease into it. So for those who failed or feel like they failed their resolution, you know you didn't fail it. You just need to reevaluate it and tackle it a different way. Look at it a different way. Handle it a different way. Because if you really determined to lose that weight, really determined to eat healthy, or really determined to stop smoking, you just gotta be smart about it. You have to change your tactics. Everything you do in your life gotta be strategic. Don't beat yourself up, because that'll get you in a state of depression. And it's just one of those things. You have to think more or less about you and how you want to pace it, how you want to do it. You want to sit here and this year you want to find love? Don't worry about love finding love. Worry about love finding you. Love's going to find you in the most mysterious ways. Hell, love might actually already be in the place with you at this time. You may not even know it. You've been looking for love in all the wrong places, and the person who may be the person that needs to be with you may already be here as it is. You want to sit here and protect yourself from all that negative energy. Sometimes a lot of people don't realize that negative energy comes from within. Sometimes the reason why you feel like a lot of people around you are fake or phony is this, that, and the other is because a lot of people don't realize that the 5% of people that is in your group is you. So you have to reevaluate yourself. In order to end up getting rid of toxic people, you first need to get rid of the toxicity that's in yourself. I'm a firm believer of you attract what you are. You attract what you want. The laws of attraction. So a negative is always going to attract a negative, and a positive is always going to attract negative and positive. Because when you're a positive person, negative people gravitate towards you because they want to bring you down to their level. So you have to be very careful when it comes down to that. Everything that you want, everything you ever ask for is always going to come. It takes time, it takes patience, it takes dedication. So like I said, instead of beating yourself up if you didn't make your goals immediately, just change your tactics. Look at that vision board. Put your workout plans on your vision board. Finding you the love of your life. Put that on your vision board. Protecting yourself from bad energy. Put it on your vision board. Get you some sage. Cleanse out your house. Smudge your house and stuff. Light some incense. Calm yourself. Protect your energy. Because at the end of the day, I know you guys can do it. If that's something you really want to do. I know a lot of my friends who have long distance relationships, their goals this year or their resolution this year is to see their significant others more. I told them do it. The only thing that's stopping you from doing that is you. It's about time management, figuring out, planning. And if you plan far enough in advance, you have it straight. Mine's this year was traveling more. I'm going to travel. And I also get published by 30. Those have been my resolutions for the last couple years. Is to travel more, and guess what? I traveled more. And I'm going to continue traveling more, and I'm going to definitely make sure that I'm end up getting published sometime this year. If my manager doesn't get on my nerves by then. But more or less, it is one of those things that I know for a fact you have to push through no matter what. Now, if you feel like you're hopeless and the time management's not there, or you were just doing it because everybody else is doing it, you need to find the motivation to find out what your real goals are and push towards your real goals. Don't do no meaningless, oh, I'm just going to lose 5 pounds, or I'm going to cut back soda, or I'm going to do this, or I'm going to go back to church more. Because I've heard some people saying they're going to go to church more, and I'm just like, usually most people don't start going to church more until something tremendous in their life happens, like a near-death experience involving them or somebody they care about. So more or less when it comes to that means you're looking for spiritual guidance, and you can find spiritual guidance anywhere. You don't necessarily have to go to church for that. So I always say, and I'm going to say it like this: do not beat yourself up if you weren't able to commit to your resolution. Do yourself justice and set goals for things that are realistic and what you know for a fact that you want to be dedicated for, that you really want to do. This year, every day is endless possibilities. So wake up. Start that business you want. Start working out. It could just take 10 minutes. Drink more water. Stay hydrated. Walk. Go get that pet you always wanted. Travel. See those people that you miss seeing, that you haven't seen in a long time. Do what is going to be best for you, your mind, and at the pace that you want. In the time frame you want. Because everything doesn't happen overnight. Never set a resolution. Set goals. Achievable and realistic goals. Things that you know you're going to do. And keep that goal in mind. Push forward. Protect your energy. This is your girl, Reiko. And I hope you guys have a wonderful week. I will see you guys next week for the live recap/refresher the day after my birthday on February 23rd. I hope you guys tune in. Make sure you check me out on my Twitter at handle B_REIKO and my IG lady, that's LADY_REIKO. And make sure you guys send me questions, comments, reviews on the last several episodes. Because guess what? If your comment or review is good, I'll go ahead and I'll make sure I'll read it on live on the IG. And you guys will probably get to see my manager, maybe, if I can convince her to show her face. And my best friend, Kat, will be here again for the Sunday refresher. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Don't overindulge in the chocolate from Valentine's Day. And remember, treat yourself and protect your energy.